Hello and welcome back to the channel. Before I get right into this little update video here, I just want to point out that you may see some cluttery stuff in behind me. I am in the process of doing a massive declutter of my house, so right now I haven't taken all that shit out, so sorry that my background is kind of gross. Also, I tried out a new eye look today using one of the shades in the Conspiracy palette that I've been kind of afraid to try. So let me know if you can guess which one that is and what you think of the eye look. I kind of tried to do like a 3-color kind of a gradient type thing. I think it looks really cute, actually. I like the way it turned out. Anyway, oh, and I have a bit of breakouts going on this part of my face here on my chin, so like, you don't have to point it out. I already know it's there. Okay, so getting into the update of this video. So, one of the first videos, or maybe it was the first video I posted on my channel, which was back in mid-December, was my intro to my Pan Those Eyeshadows project for 2020. And in that video, I selected the 8 shades that I was going to be working with for the first month, January, trying to pan them or whatever, and kind of just swatched the ones that I was going to be working with, and yeah, it was basically just letting you guys know like what I'd be working with for the next for the month of January. However, that being said, it is now the 7th. I'm going to try and upload this video today because I want you guys to see the update before we get too far into the month. I am making some changes to my Pan Those Eyeshadows. The reason for this is because firstly, I guess the only reason is really because after selecting the shades from the last video, I drew a couple of shades from this palette here. This massive, chunky Sephora palette. And I remember saying in that other video that it would be okay for me to include this palette because the pan sizes are so small that I feel like I'm going to hit pan on them really quickly and like it'll be good or whatever for that kind of a project. However, I've decided to take this out of the project. I absolutely hate this, reaching for this. I'm not decluttering it just yet, just because there are some colors in here that I don't really have in any other palettes, and I just want, if I really am going for something very, very specific, I want to be able to like dig this out if I need to. But just the size of it, like the sheer size of this thing, it is like bigger than my head. It's chunky. It's just awful to use. And so I realized in the first little while of doing that Pan Those Eyeshadows that like it was such a chore to ever try and pull this out just to use one shade out of here. And same goes for the other really, really big palette that I have, which is another Sephora palette that is huge. It's the Chroma Color one, and it's massive, and it's just chunky and huge. And I've really learned through this process so far that my preferences are towards smaller, more like hand-sized palettes, not like these massive things that just are such a chore to reach for. And in the first selection, I ended up with, I think, altogether like 4 shades out of these 2 palettes combined, which was like half of the ones I was trying to pan, and they were just so cumbersome, and I just don't want to use them anymore. Like I said, I'm not at the point where I'm decluttering them just yet. Wow, my bra straps, sorry, falling down here. Okay, yeah, I'm not at the point where I'm ready to declutter them completely, but I'm taking them out of my Pan Those Eyeshadows project because I just know that like if I ever draw another one out of here, I'm gonna absolutely hate it. I've struggled to even reach for these, like to try and pan them, because I just hate using them. So that one is being removed from the project. This one is being removed from the project. And then there's one other one that I know will be basically the same annoyance, which is this other Sephora palette, which is also very, very large. So I'm removing those 3 from the project and basically starting from scratch, starting over, drawing 8 new shades just right now for you guys. without those being involved. Also, before I draw the next few, or the 8 shades that I'm working with, I should mention that I have added a couple of palettes to my collection. So I'm going to basically replace those gigantic ones with these ones, which I like much prefer using. Obviously, I'm excited to use them because they're new, but also they're like just small and compact, and it'll be like way more enjoyable for me to do this project using some of the new ones if I'm lucky enough to draw those. But all of the other palettes that were in the project previously are staying in it, with the exception of I had two elf palettes in there that I've since decluttered, but I never drew anything from those in the last one anyway, so you guys probably didn't even know that was in the project anyway. So I guess I don't really even need to mention that, but I have removed a couple of other palettes that I've decluttered since. So I'll just quickly show you the ones that I am adding to the inventory for the Pan Those Eyeshadows project. So this is the Milani Gilded Noir palette. That's going to be included. This is the Quo Beauty Party Perfect palette. So that'll be included as well. Then I recently picked up the Tarte Sugar Rush BU palette. That's going to be included as well. And I also just got in the mail yesterday the Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette. So I'm going to throw that in there as well. So I have recounted, basically did my master list here of all of my eyeshadows, and I'm ready to redo my selections. So I'm going to use the Pretty Random app to randomly select one out of 333 are the number that I have in there. The only exception, the only time I will skip one is for any that I've already hit pan on. So for example, I just hit pan on this shade in the original chocolate bar palette, this shade here. So if I draw any of the ones I've already hit pan on, I'm just gonna skip that and re-choose because there's no point. And also I have in my master list right now, I've included 2 other palettes that I have coming in the mail. I don't have them yet. So if I do end up drawing anything from those in the first round, then I'm going to skip that as well, just because I can't get started on it until they come, and I'm not sure how much longer it's going to take, and I don't really want to agree to panning it when I'm going to lose like the first week or 2 weeks from just not having it. So I think you can shake this to randomize as well, so that'll be probably easier for on camera. So let me just get started with the first selection. So once again, I'm going to do 8 shades. Starting over, so sorry if you guys actually wanted to see me pan the shades I drew in the first round. I know some of you guys really wanted to see how I used that one blue shade because I was very anxious about it and I don't really like blue eyeshadows, but I thought it would just be easier to start from scratch, basically start over. So this is basically the intro again, so sorry to you guys. If I'll probably draw another blue one knowing my luck, so don't get too upset. Okay, so I'm gonna draw the first one. Did that work? Oh yeah, $1.99. So the first one's $1.99. So let me just look on my master list here. $1.99 is... Ooh, okay, it's from this Sephora palette. I actually considered taking this out of the project because it's another very large one, but it is thin and I feel like it's way less, it's not as heavy, it's like way less annoying to use. So I left it in and that's fine. So this one, I think I'll struggle to pan it, but I will get use out of it. $1.99 is this black shade here. So that is the first one. I'll just swatch it for you guys. It's got a little bit of sparkle to it, but it's mainly matte, I would say, like with just like a couple of flecks of sparkle to it. So that is the first shade. It's a matte black. I mean, you can always use a matte black, but it's like you only use such a small amount of it that it is probably going to stay in the project for a couple of months before I can hit pan on it, unfortunately. So that's the first shade from the Sephora Color My Life palette. Okay, take my coffee here. I'm going to need to really wipe that off my finger now. So that's going to taint all the other swatches. All right. Okay. Shade number 2. $189. I bet that's from the same, it is, it's from the same palette. I don't actually mind when this happens because then I feel like on days when I'm like trying to rush out the door and I don't want to grab like 15 different palettes or whatever, I can just do a look using just the one palette and potentially work on 2 different shades that I'm trying to pan. So 189 is shade Girls Night Out B. There's no names on this palette, as you can see, but there was like a translucent like plastic sheet that had all the names on it originally. And the way it works, basically, it's named similar to like the Tati Beauty one, where there's like rows that all have the same name and then columns that have like a letter. So essentially, first row here is Sunday brunch, A, B, C, D, E, F, and then coffee break, etc., etc. So this one, 189, is Girls Night Out B. So that would be Girls Night Out is this row with the like blue kind of colors, and B is this one right here. So it's like a kind of a shimmery light blue color. So for those of you that wanted to see me use a blue, this one's not quite as intimidating because it's like very light, and I feel like, I don't know, I feel like I can make better use out of this one anyways. All right, so I'm going to swatch that right next to the matte black. It's very like, very light and shimmery. It almost looks like a silver, like there's not too much of that blue pigmentation, which I'm kind of relieved by because, you know, I don't really like blues. All right, let's do the next selection. 123. All right, we're moving out of this palette, thankfully, because it's not my favorite palette. Like, I don't hate it, but it's not my favorite palette. All right, let's see. 123 is, ooh, okay, so this is from my MAC. This is an older palette I have. It's like a little 5-pan palette. The packaging, it looks disgusting because I stained it. It's like fabric. It's like a little cushion on top. And it's just gotten really dirty over the years, so it looks really nasty. And there used to be like a bow clasp on it, and that's broken off. So it is older, but I still really like this palette. Like, I like the colors in it. So 123 is called Love Spice. And ooh, this is actually one of my favorite shades in this palette. I don't know if you guys can see, but I've already made like a pretty big dip in those vertical pans. And Love Spice is this third one in, so this one right here. So I'll swatch that for you guys. I've already made like a pretty substantial dip in this one, so I think I might be able to get this one rolled out of the project pretty quickly. Like, I think I'm gonna hit pan on it very soon. So this one is very pretty, very neutral, which is great because I do need some for like everyday looks when I go to work and stuff like that. It is looking like very matte on camera, but there is a little bit of a shimmer to it. Like, it's a satin, basically. It's a satin finish. Yep, so that will be the next one. Right now, they're not looking super cohesive, but that's why I chose to do 8 selections instead of just, some people do 5 or whatever. And like, if I ended up with like 2 more colors that don't go with this at all, I'd be really struggling. Because right now, they're really not looking cohesive. Like, I could use this with the matte black, like the brown with the matte black. But let's see what else we get. 153. 153, let's see. That is from the, okay, so this is from the Too Faced Le Grand Palais, I think it's called. It's one of the older holiday collections from a couple of years back. It's really pretty, and I'm excited to use it more. I like this palette because when I reach for it, I already have like blushes and stuff like that. It's really good to do like a really quick look before work or something. So 153 is called Dreamlight. So that is Dreamlight. Let me find it here. Oh, okay. So it's this darker kind of shimmery brown right there. So this should go quite well with that MAC shade I just selected. Ooh, yeah, it's very, oh, it's really pigmented. Like, it's actually really a really good shadow. Like, I think that one's going to be one of my favorite ones to reach to for this project because yeah, the color payoff is amazing. It's another shimmer shadow, but I don't mind at all. I actually prefer shimmers over mattes. I tend to use them more anyways. So that's that one. Wow, I really like that. That's gonna get some good use. I really like that. Okay, next one. $2.85. Okay, that's way down the list. Let's see. Might be one of my newer ones, I hope. But $2.85. Oh, yeah, it is. It's from the Milani Gilded Noir palette. And it is the shade Gilded Noir. The one that the palette is, I guess, named after. So that would be, let's see if I can, yep, that would be this shade right here. So it is a shimmer shade, as you can tell. It's kind of gold, but it looks like it has like, it's like a greenish gold, but it looks like it has like a black base to it almost. So let me just swatch it. I don't think I've even swatched that color yet. So this will be interesting to do like a first impression. Ooh, okay. So as I'm swirling my finger around in it, do you see that? How it went, like there's a lot of, it's like changing, like I'm rubbing off that initial gold. Oh, you can see me. Hello, hello, other me. Yeah, you can see that it kind of like rubbed away some of the top shimmery stuff and it's like gone a little darker underneath. So let's see how that swatches. Okay, so it is very dark, like I expected. It definitely has a black base to it with some gold flecks kind of on top. So it is going to be kind of like similar if I want something a little more showy than this matte black here. I might go with this one to give it a little sparkle because as you can see there's like a little bit of sparkle to it. It's essentially like a matte black with like a golden, like bits of golden sparkle to it. So that's interesting. I mean, it is called Gilded Noir, so I don't know what else I would have expected. Okay, perfect. Okay, again, I need to wipe all that black off my finger, my swatching finger. Okay, so we're almost, what are we at, 5 out of 8? Okay, keep going. 206, 206. Okay, so this one is in the Too Faced Clover palette. That's one of the ones I have coming in the mail. I did order it a long time ago, actually, on Black Friday, and it did arrive already, but it was broken. So I had to contact like the customer service at Too Faced, and they said they have sent out a new one for me, but so far it hasn't arrived. So I have mixed feelings about how they handled it because like I'm glad that they had no like they wanted me to send in a picture, but aside from that it was kind of like a no questions asked, like we'll send you a new one, which I thought was really cool of them. But at the same time, like I ordered that on Black Friday and it is now January 7th and I still haven't gotten it. So the amount of time they're making me wait for it is kind of annoying. Like you think if you had a customer complaint, you would send them a replacement like with like expedited shipping, you know what I mean, to like kind of appease the angry customer. I mean, they're lucky that I'm not a super angry customer, but it is a bit of an excessive amount of wait time for it. So I'm gonna skip over that one because I don't have it yet, and I'm hoping it comes in the mail like tomorrow, but I really don't know at this point. That's unfortunate because I bet that would have been a cute color, but next. $2.99. $2.99. Oh, okay, so this is actually one of my, I gotta figure out where I have this. Give me 2 seconds. I'm just gonna see about, okay, fine. I was gonna try and hide the fact that I'm wearing pajama pants, but oh well. Oh well, y'all know the truth. But like what YouTuber isn't wearing pajama pants? Let's be real. Okay, so this is one of my Cleona single shadows. It's in the shade Fog, so now I have to just figure out which one it is. It's in my, I've got this cute little like Z pellet type thing. It's not a real Z pellet, it's like a knockoff brand or whatever that I got on Amazon. But it's cute, right? Like it's super cute. So the only thing annoying about these singles is that you have to pull them all up to see what the shade name is. That's kind of frustrating because I don't want to dig my finger in it. Oh, I picked the right one right away. Okay, so this is the shade Fog. It is one of Cleona's, it's not one of the, Cleona's really known for their jeweled multi-chromes. This is not one of those, obviously, because those come in a square pan. This is in a circle pan. This is a duochrome, though, so that'll be cool to use. I'll just swatch that for you guys. Let me pop it back in my single shadow collection here. Swatch it. Okay, I love swatching these ones because it's almost like you never know what you're really gonna get. Okay, so it's like, ooh, okay. So it's like a blue, it's like a turquoisey blue with some gold, like with like a gold shift. Pretty. That's gonna go really well, I think, with this one here. Like if I do this sort of in the crease and then this kind of in the middle of the lid or something, that'll be cute. Okay, cool. That'll be fun to work with. Panning one of those is gonna be hard though, because like single shadows, it's like a 26mm pan or whatever, they like the standard size of pan, and they're quite large pans, so I'll have to focus. I'm gonna have to try and concentrate on like the middle part so that I can hit pan on it. But so what am I at now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I got 2 more to go. 107. 107. Let's see. Okay, so 107, actually, I'll show you guys what it is. It's going to get skipped again, and you'll see why in a second. 107 is from this really old Too Faced Naked Eye palette. This oftentimes gets confused with the Natural Eye palette, which is still in their permanent collection. This is not the Natural Eye palette. It is the Naked Eye palette. It's very old. So, can you guess which shade is number 107? So obviously I would have skipped any of these 4 shades because I've hit pan on it, but 107 especially because it is the shade Lap Dance right here, and it's completely gone. It was the first shade I actually fully used up because it was my favorite shade. I wore it almost every single day in high school. That's how old this palette is, yikes. But I wore that Lap Dance shade every single day in high school, pretty much every single day. So that's how I ended up using that fully, so that's going to get skipped. I only have it on the list because I like to keep like a full inventory, and I just mark down when something's empty or when it's got pan or whatever in it. Okay, 59. 59. That is from the Too Faced Semi-Sweet palette. Another one of my favorites, so this will be fun to use. And I've gotten a lot of use out of it already, so depending on the shade, I might be able to hit pan quickly. So 59 is Pink Sugar. Okay, that one might be harder. It's this pink shade here. It's a shimmer shade, but like very slightly shimmery, like not, like probably more of a satin, not like a very metallic-y. I was really hoping it was going to be the shade Nougat, because as you can see, I'm like so close to hitting pan on that one. It's like got a huge dip in it, but nope. Unfortunately not. So let me swatch Pink Sugar here. I actually broke the shade, this black licorice shade, and so I've gotten a bunch of like little flecks of black in all the other colors, unfortunately. I'm hoping that if I start using them more, it'll suck for the first little while, but then it should go away. This one's almost like, as I'm swirling my finger in it, it's like sealing off, like it's not coming. I might have to like, give me 1 second, I'm gonna scrape a little bit of it off with like brush or like something, because I feel like something's going on with this shade. It is an older palette, so maybe that's why, but okay. I just tried to scrape a little bit off the surface because it looked like it was sealing up a little bit there. Now let me try and swatch it again. It's very weird texture it's not typical of, like I almost feel like it's a dud shade or something weird's going on with mine. So, okay, let's swatch it. Like, see how light that is? You can't even pretty much see it. It's got a little bit of shimmer, but it's like very subtle. And I don't know if that's because mine in particular is like crapping out on me here. I'll try to swatch it, a double layer of it, but That one's going to be incredibly hard to hit pan on, I think. Like, because I will never reach for that. Like, look at that. You can't even see it on my skin tone, which is horrible. But we'll see how it goes. I'm going to leave it in for now. Maybe I'll use it just as like a glittery topper. But even then, it's like, is that really doing anything? Like, you can barely see it. That really sucks. That's almost like, I think I'm going to skip it, you guys. I know that's kind of cheating, but that shade is performing so poorly. Like, I don't even think that's normal. Like, I think that because this is an older palette, I think something happened with that shade that it's just unusable at this point. Like, it's not gonna work. So I'm gonna skip that one. Sorry. I know I'm kind of being unfair, but that's just not gonna work for me. Like, I will never hit pan on that. I just know I won't. And there's really no point in including it in a pan project if I'm never going to hit pan on it and I just like dread the thought of using it. So that's going to have to go. Okay. All right. Let's try this again. Skip the last two here. Okay. Oh, what is that? It's so light you can barely see it. 244. 244. It's near the end, so we'll see what we get. It might be another one that hasn't come in the mail yet. I hope not. 244. And it is. It's from the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. And that was, again, another one that kind of got messed up in the mail. Actually, they didn't include it at all. I ordered it, and then it just wasn't in the box. And they said, again, they're going to send a replacement. It was another Black Friday purchase. They said they're going to send a replacement. Still haven't got it. So, man, this seventh color is just really being a bitch. All right. 228. 228. Okay, I can do that one. That's good. It is the Too Faced Gingerbread Spice palette, which is right here. It is newer to my collection. This is the third. I ordered 3 palettes on Black Friday, and this is the only one that came that wasn't broken and was actually in the box. So at least I can use that one. So the color I drew was Frostbite Me. Ooh, this is very similar to the pink sugar one I just skipped. Like, I don't know, the universe really wants me to use one of these really light shimmery things. So it's this color right here. I think because this is a newer palette though, at least this one's gonna show up. Yeah, like it's showing up. Like it's, again, really close to my skin tone, but at least this one, like, I don't know if it'll really show on camera, but at least it's got like a little bit there. It's very light, but it'll be good for like a brow bone highlight or something. Like at least that one's showing up. That's still gonna be incredibly hard to pan, but it's not as bad as the last one, so I'll leave that one in. And then the last one is 76. All right, 76. Urban Decay Ammo palette. This was in the original 8 shadows that I drew. I had that shade Shattered. It's not that one, thank God, because that was hard to try and use. Ooh, it's a purple. Okay, so it's Grifter, which is this purple shade right here. Come on, camera. Focus. Focus. I don't know if it's gonna, but you get the gist. I will swatch it for you guys. Feels very dry. Incredibly dry. I know this, again, is an older palette, but still. Okay, not bad, not bad. I am so pale that, like, I feel like my swatches are so misleading for, like, the average person that isn't, like, a ghost. But, yeah, that purple, I think I'll be able to use that in one way or another. So this is my new set of 8 shades for my project Pan Those Eyeshadows. It's gonna be hard. I mean, this brown in the middle, fuck, man, I love it. I love it. That one's probably gonna be my go-to. Like, that's gonna get used up real quick. So I'm not completely disappointed with these. They're all in palettes I enjoy reaching for. They're small. They're not like those massively huge ones that I hated. So that's good. This one is going to be obviously a little bit shorter of a month, like for before the first update, because like I said, it's already the 7th, and I'm going to try and do the update like February 1st, just at the very end of, you know, when January is coming on, and we'll see how I do on these. Yeah, I'm really excited. And let me know what you guys think of those colors that I picked out. If you want to follow me on the Pan Those Eyeshadows journey, I am going to put this in a playlist. I've already started the playlist that has the first video in it. I'm just going to leave that video there just because otherwise it gets confusing. But you can follow that playlist. You can subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys in the next video. And stay tuned for the update on February 1st to see if I hit pan on any of these shadows. All right, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.